Hello everybody, it's your number one, tattle young lady back with some delicious news. Sneak homeboy isn't yet done uncovering one of his dear companions in the business showing love brushes, or as everybody calls him, Puff Daddy or Diddy Sneak. Could have discussed what it resembled to party with the music tycoon, and what occurs in secret yet today. We will discuss how he uncovered Puffy's next focus for his scandalous party. The music business is obscure to such an extent that many individuals, particularly youthful gifts, have been made the most of. Currently, even the most famous craftsmen and music legends know these skeletons in the closet. Yet not every person will uncover those individuals who are utilizing their cash and influence to get what they need from others. You probably heard a ton of terrible things about P. Diddy. Well, more individuals are accepting that he is awful news, since even individuals that used to be near him are unexpectedly uncovering him for all his unseemly activities and sketchy conduct. One thing that made Diddy an incredible all the rage is the hypothesis that he has closeted. The hip bounce industry has been exceptionally delicate with regards to the subject in regards to sexuality. It was not just Diddy that is asserted to be gay, yet there are a ton of specialists who became scared of uncovering their actual character as a result of the unforgiving judgment of their kindred rappers. I mean, this is the kind of thing that ought to have been tended to quite some time ago. As of now, Diddy can be whoever he needs to be, and can decide to not address his sexuality until the end of his life. Yet that was not the issue here. The thing is stressing is the way that many individuals, particularly rappers, are dreading him due to the narratives that they are catching wind of what did he does to the youthful gifts that are asking him for assist with their music. Luckily, homophobia is being gotten down on nowadays, and more craftsmen are being called out in light of their unseemly comments and explanations about specific issues. I mean, it is just about time that we address the dim parts of the music business, as well as of individuals who generally pull off their unfair activities. Without a doubt, it is as yet a long excursion, yet individuals like that you ought to begin paying for their slip-ups, even from the past. I bet that you have heard the hypotheses about him and his connection to Tupac and famous largest Demis. There was some proof about this, yet did he having all the cash and impact that he has right currently is dependably ready to get away from these allegations. Individuals' anxiety toward him and the things that he can do makes him more certain to proceed with his obscure conduct. You could, as of now, have a thought regarding what are the things that Diddy is constraining youthful gifts to do, yet there are reports circumventing that before he offers a demo bargain, he would initially ask an individual asking him for some help to join him in such unbelievable ways. Add to the way that Puffy had a background marked by allegations about preparing youthful gifts to consider how he guided the buddy may be achieved an enormous now. Yet he was constrained in those days. To reside with Puffy, he had no real option except to follow the sets of his record marks delegate, and he was shipped off Puffy's notorious flavor camp. Whenever that you first would hear it, you would unquestionably resemble what the fev is that? And what do they do? And that expressed over to something many refer to as Puffy Flavor Camp. There you go to learn something. Definitely that is what it was called. And you will go to Puff Daddy's He's Boundless 90s. Do you comprehend what that resembles? Well, we may in all likelihood never truly know the specific things that they do there, yet one thing is without a doubt, Usher didn't possibly figure out how to make music when he was with Yet. He was absolutely acquainted with a ton of things that he shouldn't have been permitted to encounter at that age. Observe that he was only 14 years of age around then, and Puffy guaranteeing that he had lawful guardianship of Usher around then exacerbated things to get the most recent updates about these debates about Diddy and different specialists. Then ensure that you buy into our feed. Immediately, I have more stories to dive into, so be the first to find out about this hot news. Currently returning to the video, a clasp of Kevin Hart talking with Diddy made adjusts online. Due to how unpleasant Puff's proclamation was, he referenced how he and Usher used to awaken in a similar bed This was not whenever that Diddy first made individuals self-conscious. With his assertions, clearly Usher is as yet staying silent about what are the things that occurred during his one-year stay with Diddy, since he didn't know about the thing was occurring in those days. Without a doubt, the youthful attendant doesn't have a thought and was always unable to recognize, assuming he was prepared by Diddy, before other than he should feel like he owes Diddy big time, since he helped him in his vocation too. It is the same old thing to feel obligated to somebody who grooms you at any rate. Information about what it was prefer to reside with Little Guy, the host at Puffy's place, was simply loaded up with chicks and bashes, like relentless right. Attendant reluctantly addressed, "Nah, not exactly Puffy's place," was like just loaded up with chick. And beginning like constant right, "No, not actually, I mean, except for hello. It was interested, I had an opportunity to see a few things, better believe it." Yet you were 13, what were you talking about? Went there to see the way of life. He never describes what occurs in the flavor camp in light of the fact that again he most likely doesn't have any desire to annoy Diddy or outrage him up to this point. We never truly understand what the reason for Puffy's flavor camp is. Nevertheless, certain individuals have hypotheses, and they are asserting that this is only Diddy's way, or conceal, to make the most of youthful and hopeful ability. He supposedly is taking these young men to his camp, not so much for music, but rather to control and power them to get things done despite their desire to the contrary, in return of aiding them becoming showbiz royalty in the business on the off chance that he can do this sound and vision. Every one of the potential things that occur in his mystery parties, a ton of well-known superstars previously went to Diddy's scandalous gatherings. For some it is a distinction to try and be welcomed in one sneak homie. Then again has got a few fascinating takes on Diddy's occasions. No mystery sneak was under the opponent record mark of Diddy's awful young men record. In those days, yet as years past, these two at last become companions, and even coaxes a potential joint effort out surprisingly sneak. Is sure yet Diddy wouldn't design something obscure against him, very much like how he purportedly treated a portion of Sneak's closest friends during the 90s. It was somewhat unexpected you realize Diddy is a known womanizer before the cameras, yet away from plain view. It was men he genuinely prefers to mess with. Even quality arrangement, his previous guardian, had uncovered him about how he was conceivably connected with the passing of Huge, that as well as spoken about how he was the one a ton of the things that Diddy did before. He said that he was once approached to monitor the entryway and to not give anybody access, while Diddy was inside the room with J.A. Rule Puff, and Jarul runs out the room. Puff landed his style position, snatching his towel, yet they'd bust the strip thus. Then a work resembled Yo What's Happening Panther right. Likewise uncovered Puffy for causing a representative to get things done to satisfy him, and that he supposedly said that he can do anything that he needs in his own structure. This man is clearly so certain in light of the fact that he realizes that he has the cash to evade and move away from every one of the allegations. And surprisingly, however, a ton of VIPs and specialists had the option to party with Diddy and see what happens in these occasions. Just a couple of individuals have the guts to discuss it. Some would continuously answer securely while being gotten some information about the improper demonstrations. Yet nobody truly criticized him for reality. They fear him clearly, even Attendant and Jamie Foxx, who just discussed the marvelousness and ferocity of these gatherings, yet never the unpleasant subtleties. Even Sneak would rather not be on Diddy's awful side. He could have discussed how he ought to keep an eye out for his way of behaving in light of the fact that more rappers are getting hesitant to party with him these days. Yet that is all there is to it. No succulent subtleties in data. They are never going too far with regards to Puff. Perhaps they owe him something, or they would rather not be engaged with a wreck with him. We get that, however, yet in the event that the hypotheses about him prepping youngsters are valid, he ought to be called out for this and stop this dreadfulness. At the same time, this makes us wonder who he is looking at right now, since there is a gigantic chance that he would compel any place this was to do disgusting demonstrations prior to aiding them nowadays. We ought to cause youthful abilities to understand that they don't need to clutch the commitments of somebody like Diddy, since they can constantly become famous with their ability. Yet the cruel the truth is that cash in associations will constantly get you quicker to your objective than dumb karma. And ability certain individuals are as yet ridiculing Diddy's sexuality, not understanding how serious this present circumstance is. It is as of now a loosely held bit of information that his gatherings are traps to draw young men in gifts to party with him until he gets the opportunity to maneuver them toward doing anything he desires. What a dreadful person. Recall the video where he was nearly driving Remarkable to party with him. And the person was clearly awkward. With Diddy, no doubt I love this drink, I like it. When you like this, daddy. Definitely I like that you realize I'll rehearse well. That is all there is to it. What do you think about this? Thank you for watching, and remember to buy into our channel, like this video, and snap on the warning underneath to be refreshed at whatever point we have another update. Until next time, stay tuned for more succulent tattle unfamiliar.